Conall Curach, I like to say, is divided into three areas. Right now we're in the first area as it looks very lush and green. The next area looks more yellow, and the third area is just dry and dead. So expect that to happen. Here are more snow moose. These guys are pretty pitiful when they're by themselves, but along with enemies, these guys can become a real pain. Now I also had the option of actually increasing my defense because I found some mithril armor, but I decided not to because, you know, for the challenge. Now these guys are thunder bombs. As you can probably tell, I can't touch these guys. Oh, maybe I can. Well, that's interesting to note. Mostly, whenever you touch a thunder-based enemy, you normally get shocked, but not in this case. I guess these guys are kind of exempt from that little code. Well, that's interesting to say. Alright, now I'm just exploring the bottom or the southwest area of Conall Curach. And I'd have to say that I'm not showing much of the area as I already have a route for my for this area, and this place is just it wears on you. I'll just say that much. The more areas you pass by, this place gets incredibly tough, and it becomes eventually no fun to play. Spooky. Let's see what I can. Oh, a chest right there. This guy is trying to defend it, but 100 gil now. That is really good for this time. But most of the enemies give you very little gil, and I don't really have a complaint about that because there's a crap ton of enemies in here in the first place. Okay, now I'm just attracting way too many enemies here. Okay, now, where am I going? Because in this area, most of these puddles or pools look very similar, as you can get lost in here pretty easily. That's what I find the issue, because most of this view is from bird's eye, so you can get lost here fairly easily, and I've never really liked that. And also, this place has the habit of filling up your pockets incredibly quickly, so don't be surprised if you have to micromanage your stuff toward the end of this level. Alright, that is a good find right there. That is a great find. A mighty weapon. We shouldn't be... Well, I think we shouldn't be getting those kind of weapons by this time, but mighty weapons are very useful to have. I don't know, but they remake a weapon for you. And here's another sergeant just hanging around here. But mighty weapons come in well, mighty weapon is a set of 3. Is one set of 3, because there are mighty weapons, valiant weapons, and I believe the final one is courageous? I could be wrong. No, there's no way it's called courageous. Uh-oh, better not guess. So, okay. Thanks a lot. I really needed that. As you can see, these magic plants are pretty devastating when they are in groups. I think that does it for all the enemies on here. Let's move on to Conall Curach number 2. Alright, look at this area. It still looks lush and green, but notice the change in color here. And you can see that the area is beginning to die out. The thing I've always hated about this second area is it's very long, as it requires you to backtrack quite a bit. I've always hated that, so Please bear with me if I do have to edit a lot. Okay, this area that I'm going here is this is obviously the wrong area. You guys can't probably tell if you've never played Conall Curach, but once you play this area long enough, you'll know how annoying this place gets. And tongues. Okay, these are your old friends, the Gigantoads from Velusluis. But these Gigantoads are actually a little different from the Velusluis ones. But let me read this Selkic script right here. And alright. Now you're wondering, why is the Selkic script? There is a reason why. And this may sound like I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but there was a war here. The Little T's were reigning supreme over this land. The Selkies were pushed away to the west. They're trying to find a new home because they were driven out of their old home. Now, to my knowledge, there was somebody who made a fan made story for this area, saying that apparently there was a really famous man named Conall. But where does Curach come in? Could it be a boat? Could it mean anything? I have no idea. Okay. Now remember these pieces right here? These are the pieces from the bridge that I destroyed from Damon's court. Now if I'm correct and my hypothesis should be true, yes. I destroyed the bridge again and caused this small shamble over here. This should give you access to, well, for ability users, this should be a valuable access to something very useful. And what I'm saying here is, there is a very useful accessory for abilities here. But being guarded by a bunch of enemies. Powerful in fact, and I should equip myself with a gravity spell right now. We are going to be introduced to a new type of enemy called stone enemies. And what? Okay, sure, I'll take that. Okay. Excuse that, but no, you see all this decaying stuff here. This is actually an example of what the third area Conall Curach would look like. But what am I saying? What was I talking about? New enemy type called stone enemies. Stone enemies can only be weakened by gravity, just like if they were flying enemies. Gravity cuts their HP in half as their defense is off the charts. You can only do 1 damage to them all the time. No matter how strong you are, only 1 damage. This guy is called a Sahajan Lord, and this guy has pretty advanced magic. Just don't get near those rocks you see on the floor, as it will summon more enemies. And I want to see if we can try to just take this guy out by myself, and he does quite a bit of damage. Okay, he shouldn't drop anything. Well, now I'm gonna do something really stupid because you can summon up to 4 enemies to fight with you, to fight against you. And it's these guys. These guys are known as Stone Zajan. Only weakened by gravity spells. As gravity will cut their HP in half, but they have low HP already. So it's, I think I didn't get that last guy right there. But yeah, this should be enough and I should be able to take these guys out with no trouble. Because if you ever try to take out a stone enemy without using gravity on them first, it takes forever. Trust me. And our prize here is Soul of the Lion. This prize isn't useful to Selkies at all, but it is useful. It is invaluable to Lilties actually. Soul of the Lion, I believe increases their well, lowers their charge time for focus attacks. I think, but then again I could be wrong. You may feel free to correct me on that note. Now I'm backtracking all the way back here. So then, yes, this tends to happen too. That Mog gets tired easily in this area as you will walk everywhere if you're trying to get all the artifacts in this area in the first place. Okay, I think I'll just take the chalice with me for a bit. And we're gonna proceed. You know what, that's a good idea. Why didn't I think about that? I'm gonna do something here. Remember when I got that fire ring? I'm gonna equip it to my dual shooter for a flame strike. This will come in handy. And I'm gonna try to use it to my advantage at best. Actually, maybe that was a bad idea. I'll micromanage some things, so I'll just cut out whatever I need to cut out.